Hello everybody from the Imfound team, and thank you for the patience you will dedicate to us and to this video, which aim is to explain you thoroughly the behind the scenes of the Imfound solution, as well as of course procedures, scopes and use. The Imfound solution, which is a solution registered, trademarked and copyrighted globally, consists of three main levels. Company level, which includes all procedures related to company registration, generation of the QR codes, which is, in fact, the administrator interface through the Imfound website. And user level, which includes all procedure related to registration of the QR codes, of the guardians, and of all valuables to which the QR codes will be assigned, which is the end user interface through any smartphone platform. And last, the finder level, that relates to the actual finding, phone call, communication of the exact location of the lost valuable to the guardian, which is the finder interface through all smartphone platforms. All these procedures are compatible to all computers, tablets, and all smartphone platforms. Imfound gives an additional feature for Android user, which is the Imfound app for Android. In version 2, Imfound will release additional functions, including also the Imfound mobile app for iOS and Windows Phone. Let's start by digiting www.imfound.mobi. Let's think of a company that is making an order of 100,000 QR codes. Such QR codes have to be generated, and they will be generated by the Imfound administrator. Before generating the QR codes, the administrator has to create and register the profile of the company on the Imfound solution. Now you see the administration page, where the Imfound administrator will include its password and its username to get into the interface of the Imfound administration, where all the administrators in Imfound manage all operations, all information and data related to the old and newly registered companies that have bought QR codes Imfound solution. We will have to create profile of the company. We will have to fill in all the requested information. Here you can see there are just two companies. This is just an example for you. But here the administrator can change, can revise, can add information related to the companies. So we were saying that we will have to create new QR codes. Before doing that, again, we need to register the company that has made the order. Here you have the registration page. Here you will have the administrator will have to fill in all the information received by the company that made the order. Information have to be given in a very accurate way, because such information will be stored in the administration interface and will be handled constantly and will be revised constantly. So let's make sure that we have the proper information to help you best. You will see that you will be asked also to include the website and to include the banner. Before this, let me tell you, the administrator will create and assign a username and a password for the registered company. Such will be released to the company so that the company itself will manage its QR codes by including, for example, other data to the QR codes, make revision, add a telephone number, add an email address, every kind of information that can be useful. You will also note that the URL banner will be required. Why? This is a big plus that Imfound is giving to the customers, because when the QR code gets scanned, the end user will see that the Imfound solution is actually provided by the company itself. This is a great marketing tool that can be used to advertise the company name, the company brand, and the company products. The system tells us that the registration of the company is successfully done. But before generating the QR code, the Imfound administrator has to control again whether the registration is fully okay or whether some revisions or some additional information are needed. Now we can generate the QR code for the registered company. In the Generate QR Code page, the system automatically recognized the new registered company. In the section Product and Quantities, the administrator will of course include the information according to the negotiations and contract done between the company and Imfound. The total quantity of QR codes is shown, but doesn't mean that the quantity is relative only to one kind of product. The quantity can be split into different products, but the system recognizes the product category, and the quantity is just a matter of management. Sizes of QR codes can be chosen too. Even the format, meaning the kind of files, can be chosen. Can be PNG, PSD, Illustrator, so that the QR code can be properly used and worked by the designer of a company, for example, printed on a sewing label of a t-shirt. By pressing Generate QR Code, the system now takes the administrator to the page History of Company. We are now in the page History of the Company. In this page, the administrator may extract the QR code. But not only the administrator, but also the registered company can. In fact, with the username and the password released, the registered company may extract its ordered QR code. Please note that the function Generate QR Code, which is visible, is still not available to the public. The QR code gets downloaded in zip. Therefore, they need to be extracted. As an example, let's say that the Imfound administrator has already sent the extracted, ordered QR codes to the registered company. Let's also pretend that the registered company has received and downloaded the order QR codes and that a QR code has been already incorporated in the product. Please be careful. Now we have just left the administrator web interface and we have entered right the heart of the how to use the QR code and how to make it operate. Yes, we do need a smartphone and we need to scan the QR code. This is in fact the core of the QR code use, as it will serve for its main function, therefore, the trackability of the missing or lost person, pet, or personal belonging having the QR code on. QR code serves to track down our beloved ones, be it our kid, our old parent, our dog, and yes, even our tablet. It can be applied everywhere and will help us being a little bit more secure. It's a tool that may make the difference once you have a beloved person missing or lost. Let's see how. Once scanned the QR code, we, as end users, have to register so that such QR code gets assigned either to the new registered end user, us, or to our kid, our mom, our dad, or our dog. Therefore, the end user will have to include all information, all details relative to the person the QR code is assigned to. Once scanned the QR code, a page opens up and it asks, are you already a registered user or a new user? Please note that a user may have, of course, more than one registered QR code. For example, let's say we have two kids. Both have a wristband with a QR code incorporated. We bought it last year. Well, this year we're gonna buy 2 t-shirts. So we have to register the 2 t-shirts where the QR code is gonna be incorporated. So in this case, we are not a registered user, but we are a new one. Therefore, we need to register and include username and an email. Please note, email is extremely important as it will be one tool when the notification that the missing person has been found or tracked down is received. Next step is going to be kind of product. The Imfound Solution can be applied everywhere, as we say, and to every product, so you can choose according to your necessities. Description of the product. You please put as many details as possible, the color, the size. As a new user, you cannot select product as you're not registered, so you will have to click on Add New. A pop-up comes up and the user needs to fill in the name of the person the QR code is assigned to and all data relative to it. Then you save. Then you have Guardian page. Now you have to register the Guardian. Once the missing QR code is scanned, the notification will go to the Guardian. So the Guardian is an extremely important item. Again, being a new registration, you have to click Add New and fill in all data. Email and phone being very important. Please note that the system will use GPS or IP address to locate the missing person. Now we have finished to register the assigned QR codes, the user, the Guardian. Let's spend a few words on these items. The guardian can be responsible for different QR codes. For example, a teacher that is in charge with his students. The class is out at the theme park, for example. Say that all the students have a wristband with a QR code incorporated. Should one student get lost and his QR code scanned by a finder, the notification would go directly to the teacher, therefore the guardian. Since the Imfound QR codes are applicable to every single item or can be incorporated in every single item, the valuable, let's say kids, parents, pets, luggage, the one that we want to track down, can have multiple QR code assigned. Now we have finished the process and we read, do you want to download the app? If you do have an Android phone, you can, because Imfound is based on the Android system. If you don't have the Android, this is not a problem, since from here you tick go to website and you can get all done. Now, let's talk about the Imfound app. We can download it and we can start installing. The Android security system alerts immediately that these apps belongs to a third party, as not in the Android market. It therefore asks to authorize the use of the Imfound app. We give the OK by clicking Unknown Source. Then we go to File Manager. We click on the app. Network communication needs to be flagged, as the Imfound system uses it to locate missing QR codes and to communicate with Imfound server. We install and open the app and start with the login. We enter with the username registered as new user. We put the password we have registered and we hit the button Login. Now you can see the first page menu of the app. Don't forget we are using the Android mobile phone. This menu shows all QR code registered and guardian registered. Let's hit the button Registered QR codes. The page opens and you will find the QR code we have registered during the initial registration that we had called Register Name 01. The same goes when we hit the button Guardian, Guardian Name 01. Of course, we find only one as per initial registration. Please note that in this page, as end user, not only you can see the registered QR code and the registered guardian, but you can also modify data by clicking on the icon of QR code and guardian. Should you be willing to modify any info or that data on the QR code, click Edit, and once done, click Save. In the video, we will modify both registered QR code and guardian, and we will give different name, 001, 002. Once we click Save, you can see that revisions have been properly revised and stored. Both in the QR code section and guardian section, there is a search button that can be used to make sure that all registered QR codes and guardians are properly stored and shown. Now we can make a demonstration with regard of notification. We need to scan a QR code and remain inside the Imfound app. We will need to wait for the notification that the QR code has scanned through GPS we can locate the QR code and notification arrives to the registered user account. But more interesting, another notification arrives on the Imfound web. And as you can see, it reads Product Desk 01, which is the name of the product we assigned for the QR code in the initial registration. And such product appeared as found. Here below, you should see the map, which is a plug-in of Google Maps, and therefore we could use all the Google Maps tools. Please note that for the purpose of the video, we had to simulate the Android mobile phone, and this is why you do not see the map, as there is no GPS simulator. What we can guarantee you is that on the Android, you would receive notifications as well as you would see the map. Of course, what we are suggesting is to test it live. Now we can exit. As mentioned before, all procedures that we can do with the Android phone can be performed on the website as well. Through website interface, our registration can be managed and handled very easily and effectively. We can enter the registration page, and in section individual user, we can insert our email address and password. By clicking login, we enter the web interface. We are now in internet on a phone browser. In the welcome page, you can see the same process as in the app. And you can change your profile as individual user, you can change your data and information. This interface is of course compatible with all phones, with all platforms. As you can see, you find of course the same QR code that we had revised and that we called 001. Now we can see the Guardian section, and again we can modify, change data, revise, as already explained. Imfound Solution has for the moment not focused on the design of the interface. It is very administration driven and focused, but we care about performance, reliability and well-functioning of our system. In this interface, we can find something very interesting. There are more functions other than the apps. Let's learn about the assignment function, for example, under setting. This function allows to assign a guardian to a different number of QR code. And let's make an example here. There's a school that goes to a theme park. Say 300 students, therefore 300 QR codes, get assigned to 20 teachers, therefore 20 guardians. It means 15 QR code assigned to each guardian. This function allows you to include all this in a very simple procedure. Moreover, there is the history of all notification received, which is not present in the app as well. Again, we need to remind you that we have no GPS for the purpose of this video. But now you can see the Google Map as we are working on internet. This is the website, and you can be assured that no process has been lost. In fact, the session has been maintained, whether we started from the computer and passed on to the web, nothing has been lost. There is a help section. Here you can find all possible problems or questions or answers you may get. If not enough, there is the possibility to contact directly Imfound in the contact page. You just write a message, we will respond you. Now we ended the user and guardian part. Let's talk about the finder, that entity that will find and will scan the missing QR code. And we mean our kid, our dad, our pet. Let's see how the finder has to perform this very important task. The finder has to have the QR code reader app in his smartphone. There are many free QR code readers apps, but Imfound strongly recommends Enigma. This said, the finder starts scanning the QR code of the lost and found QR code that can be, for example, incorporated in a wristband of our kid. The finder will be immediately redirected to this page, which is the finder page that you can see, which allows the finder to choose some option. By clicking Call Guardian, a phone call to the guardian's phone number will start automatically. Please note, to perform this, the smartphone has to have credit. Otherwise, the finder can click the button Send Location to communicate the guardian the exact location of the lost kid. It is done.